Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of Let's Play on the Overgrowth SMP. I'm Roll the Dice, and Simon7919 is here with me. We just finished taking out the sand and all the water, and there she is in all her glory. Now we still have water inside the temple, and you can see we've got sand walls around here. There's water under the temple. So that's our next task, is to start removing that water, and to do that we're going to start taking off layer by layer the top of the monument until we uncover water. Then we will clear out that room, sponge it up, and then go down another layer and keep going until we get to the bottom. And then what we should be left with is nothing but gravel. This farm probably is going to go pretty deep, simply because this is what, 63? Yeah, Y63. They start spawning at Y61, and we have to drop them 35. So even if we only had one layer of water, dropping them 35 down, that's what, 26? Y26 we'd have to be at. And we're going to have several layers of water, several rows of water, so not just one. At least probably 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8. We're going to have to do the math on it and figure out how deep we want this thing to go. But that's in the future. Right now, let's worry about getting this monument taken down. And we should have just crap tons of the Presmarine blocks. So we'll be back soon. We'll give you an update as we go through this. If we find anything interesting, I don't think we've gotten the gold out of this, but hopefully we'll find some more sponge rooms too. But we'll be back shortly. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Time for an update. Okay, so we've got all the water sucked out of it. We've got the ocean monument removed. Now we're having to dig down all this cobble, and it's quite a workload. Here's what we did. Since the Guardians can spawn at level 61 down to 39, we're going to start our water level at 61, which the water will go, I believe it's on top of that block right there, that dirt block. Then from there, once we get just one layer of water over 2/3 of the map, or I should say of this area, we're going to go back to here. All this right here would be covered going that way. So it's going to go out this way, and it's going to come out to about right here. And the top layer will be at 61, will be 1 block high of water. Then what we're going to end up doing is knocking out the dirt block that's underneath the water so the water flows down. 5 blocks below the water source, we're going to place signs going all the way across. That's going to stop the water from flowing down to hit the ground. So that means we're going to have 5 blocks of water that the Guardians can spawn in. The downward flow of the water will push them down. They will fall through the signs and down to their death. We have to drop them, I believe it's 34, but we're going to drop them 35 just to be certain of a death. So we're having to dig down from where the signs are going to be at. 1 block below that is going to be counted as 1. And we have to go down 35, and I think that right there is 22, and we need to go down to 20. So let's get down there and take a look at it. Alright, this is Y22. So we need to go down 2 more layers past this in order to make where they fall and hit the ground to be a 35 block drop. So it's just nothing more than digging, and of course we've come across some caves. We've gone through and lit up the ones that we've come across. There's still plenty more around. We might have to tackle that just as we go once we get the farm up and running, just to increase the rates. But I have a feeling we'll get enough of this stuff even without lighting up those caves. So that's where we're at. It's been a grind. This is day 4 since we started the farm. I should say since we started to conquer the monument and then start laying the perimeter and taking out all the water and taking out the monument. This is the 4th day. So we've gotten quite a bit done in 3 days. Today I've just been working on knocking out a bunch of the stone, and we've had to lower the beacons because the beacons couldn't reach us anymore, and we need the haste. The haste with level 5 just makes this pretty fast. So yeah, it's just a matter of going through and taking all this stuff out, taking it down to Y20, and then we will be able to start building the farm. We got to still plan some more stuff out, how we're going to bring the items out and over and up and all that good stuff, but we'll figure it out as we go. So I'll be back in a little bit with an update. Thanks. Welcome back, guys. Thought we'd give you an update on what we've been doing, and for those of you who are doing this in survival and playing legitly, meaning you're not using fly mode or anything like that, you're having to gather all the resources and no creative spawning blocks in and stuff. For those of you that are taking on a project like this, I gotta tell you, this project is huge. I knew it was going to be a big task, but man, is this thing just massive. It's draining almost. Let me show you what we've got so far. So let's jump down there. So we went ahead and threw up some prismarine blocks around this sand wall, and this is the top of the sand wall. Let's see, do I got some dirt on me? You can see we're even with the water right there. That was the top of the sand. Came in 1 block, started putting a lining of prismarine blocks on here. Eventually we're going to want to take out that sand wall. So we thought we'd go ahead and line this, and we were going to run the farm from that end to this end, and we weren't quite sure how far back that way we were going to go. But we've had to alter those plans. We went ahead and opened up a little bit of the farm over here, put the water in. We've got signs below it and stuff. And as you can see, we're getting mobs to spawn in here. But we had to have a way of collecting this. We started, just trying to figure out how we were going to collect the loot using rails and stuff, and through doing that we determined that we have to, instead of running the farm long ways from left to right here, we actually have to run it this way because of the way the tracks lay down. Let me show you. This is something I wasn't aware of. Some of y'all may be. You can see we got the signs. That's a little area over there that we have. We started doing some decorating, which looks pretty cool. But we've got mine carts down there running. So let's take a look. If we were going to have the farm running from left to right, like we have that roof up there, it would go from that wall all the way to that wall and come out maybe 2/3 of the way, and then we'd use this extra space back in here for loot collecting, item elevators, things like that, sorting systems, those type of things, which is what the plan was. So we just started building it. Well, then when I started laying down this track, I found out that there's a problem with this. With it going left to right like we originally planned, we were going to run the tracks, I believe it was this way, back and forth this way, so that carts could come back and drop off the loot back at this open area that we were going to have. Well, the thing we ran into is, if we start laying down track, when we get to the end like this, we were just going to have these rails powered, the cart would bounce off and come back the other direction. And we're just going to run single carts all along this, such as, oops, don't need that. Let's do this. We'll do a couple of them. So, you know, we'd have lines like this. Each line would have its own card on it and just go back and forth picking up the loot. But the problem we had is running the tracks this way to collect them, to bring them back to our drop-off point that we originally planned to be on this side of the farm. When we put down two powered rails next to each other, they turn sideways. So that was a big no-no. Now that's, by the way, looking south. So we have to make a change with that. Which tells me that these tracks want to run, when two powered rails are next to each other, they want to run east and west instead of north and south. So to do some testing, we said, well, what is it going to do like if we run the tracks this way? So if we put a rail here, a rail here, that straightens it out. Put another powered rail next to it, another one here. I guess we could, like that. They don't change. They stay in the way we want. So we have to run our rails this way, which means this side over here probably is where we're going to have our collection area. That means our farm's going to run from that wall over to that wall and come back this way 2/3 of the way, probably, maybe 3/4. Depends on how many blocks we need. So we've got to kind of rearrange that dirt. We're going to have to take our signs out this way instead of taking the signs that way. We'll just continue them on down to this wall and find out how far we have to bring them down. But yeah, the designs are starting to take shape. We're starting to fill in some of the wall a little bit. It's a project. There's no doubt about it. We had to do all the digging out. There's some caves underneath here that we just filled in with cobble, a cobble top on them so we could walk around. We had, I think we talked about last time, we had to drop the beacon down. We still got chests way up there that we're going to have to take down as well. But the reason that we opened up this farm is because we need to get some Presmarine blocks and stuff for the decorations. Is that too high? Yeah. That's on you. Come here, sucker. Alright. So, yeah, we're starting running out of the Presmarine bricks, the blocks, the green blocks, and lanterns we needed. So, you can see these things are working pretty good. I've been taking mostly the crystals and putting them away in ink sacs. Ink sacs are used to make the dark Presmarine, which is that green color. That's just dark Presmarine, sea lantern, and that's polished diorite in there, and this is polished andesite. So we're trying to figure out some patterns and stuff. But yeah, the ink sacs are needed. Each ink sac will only make one dark block, so we're going to need crap tons of ink sacs. The crystals, you know, for the lanterns, we plan on using a lot of lanterns in the designs, so we'll figure that out as we go along. And you drop these off. Just put those in. I can grab those. It's kind of neat watching those suckers just fall down and bounce. So when we start opening this thing up, we'll have more and more. There's a few of them. We'll have more and more spawning, and this thing will really be churning out quite a bit. And then if we end up lighting up the caves around here, it'll really increase the spawn rates. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Having to alter the plans a little bit. You know, the odd thing is this is kind of like an optical illusion, because it looks like running from that wall to this wall is farther than from this wall to that wall, but it's not. It's a square, 57 by 57. And actually, when we put the inner wall in, it's like 55 by 55, something like that. But yeah, it's a square. So either way we go, we'll be getting the same amount of spawning area. You can see I've already made some lanterns and used quite a bit. We're going to add more fish, and you can shake a stick at. Look, we've already got all this, and I've cooked up plenty of them. I say plenty, a couple of stacks, enough to keep us going for a while. And we're going to have to cook up a lot more just to have some extra food out here. We started messing around with a little item elevator just to test it out and see how we're going to do it. We think we're going to have to use packed ice instead of regular ice because we can't have any light around regular ice or it'll melt. And again, that's probably going to be in the middle, back kind of by this wall. We will have the dropping off somewhere, if I had to guess, somewhere around here maybe. Or maybe here, with a dropper that's shooting the items into a water stream that flows this way. We'll bring the water stream to wherever the middle is, somewhere around here I'm guessing, and then have a water stream going this way to the item elevator going up. The item elevator will pull the items out into a water stream. We'll have a sorting system up above. It won't be too high up, but who knows, maybe it will be. We'll have it up there somewhere. We'll have to just plan that out as we go along. Might have to take some stuff down and redo things several times, but we'll get it the way we want it. And I'm just fiddling around with another design over here. That's like a 23 diameter circle. Kind of looks weird, but we'll see if we get some more color in there, what it looks like. Okay, so that's the update for now. I'll check back in with you after a while when we make some more progress. Again, we're going to have to redo the roof and stuff, so we got a lot of work we're going to do. And so far, I've been the only one that's been on the SMP for a while, but we're coming up. It's Friday, so it's the weekend. We expect to have more people on this weekend. Maybe I can get some help out here. We can start making some real progress on this. So until then, we'll see you. Alright guys, time for a final update on this sucker. We have finished it out. We have put the roof on, as you can see. We got the glowstone set up. Where all this Presmarine block is, this is all spawnable water underneath it. So it's big. We created this little temporary dirt bridge coming over here so we can get a ladder coming down. But we've got water, I believe, at that level right there. And it's fallen down 4 blocks, and we've got the signs. So let's go down and take a look at that. Yeah. You can see it's just a crap ton of signs. That's over 2,500 signs, fellas. That's a lot. We finished up the artwork over there. Still haven't done anything more than a circular window on this side. Nothing on this side. We added a little pixel art here of a guardian. Down there we have half slabs, but underneath those half slabs we have carts running back, making a U-turn, coming back here, bouncing back and returning and dropping off the loot. See if we can show you some of that. Let's see, this one. Yep, there's a cart. He's dropping off his loot and then taking back off. He'll go all the way up to the end on this row, turn, come down this row, bounce back. Right here, he just bounces back, goes, comes back and drops it off. There it is. Alright, so from there we have water stream underneath this. You can hear all that clicking. I know that's annoying. I got the volume turned down quite a bit because with it up it's really bad. So we've got the hoppers leading down to a chest. Underneath the chest we have another hopper. Underneath that hopper we have a dropper. The dropper shoots the items out into a water stream that's carried along to about here or so. It cuts in this way and then moves this way. And we do that so that it will hit this wall and everything will line up along this edge of this wall. And then we have this item elevator. You can see the items going up. That's pretty cool. They just float right up. Yeah. And then from there, they come up top here. They actually come out right here. Go into this water stream. Goes down to a sorting system. So we got them hitting the ender chest so they all line up along the left edge. Now what we found is not all of them are getting sucked up because there were so many items coming by that the hoppers couldn't process them quick enough. So what we did is we made a return water channel that goes behind this. Comes out over here. See if I can do this. I'm kind of lagging. So much stuff over here, it's laggy. And those items that didn't get picked up the first time will come back over here down this channel, hit there and be sent back through again. So there goes one. And they'll all get caught. Now down here is where we have the chest where we're catching everything. So yeah, we're getting tons of stuff. Our crystals, our fish. And this last one's just for oddball stuff like my half slab. And the ink sacs. The ink sacs we need to make the dark prismarine, which is that dark green block there. So yeah, let's head out here and look at this pixel art. That was my attempt at a guardian, so yeah, I'm sure we could take out some of the brick and put in just regular prismarine in there to lighten it up in certain spots and stuff, but I'm so sick and tired of working on this thing, I'm about done with it. Block there. And that's the farm. As you can see, the rates aren't too bad. Sit here and watch it for a minute or two. A pack spawn. Every once in a while we'll get some squids that spawn up in there, and the guardians will shoot the squids and the ink sacs will fall down and they get picked up too. Now I will say this, we did run into a couple of problems here. That we have a slime chunk in here and slimes were spawning. You know, with 1.8 mobs can spawn on top of tracks now, so the slimes were spawning and that was interfering with the carts going back and forth, so that's why we had to put the half slabs up here to try to keep the slimes from spawning. But we also found with the half slabs that the carts were getting stuck every once in a while back here at the back. They're trying to make a turn. So we took out this back row. You can see one down there. We took out this back row to try to make it to where we can get down there and get back up as well. So I just give it a little bump. Jump off that sucker, get my ladder back. So yeah, I haven't figured out why that's happening, but maybe it's because it's hitting into that wall. But it doesn't happen all the time. So we just little maintenance. We have to just come check on it every once in a while. If we see a row that hadn't been picked up in a while, we'll go check on that. But yeah, that's the Guardian farm. We definitely got a lot of this information from YouTube. The design is very similar to what the ZipCrowd and DocM used as far as dropping them. I think that's probably the way to go versus crushing them with a piston. We've got other things we can get XP from. That wall art over there is from Zoomavoid. Watched his guard fall video and I liked the design he had in there. That's something that I just threw up that I saw on, it wasn't exactly the same, but I thought a little wavy line would work in there somewhere. And that's something that I also try to come up with myself, and it's pretty bland. I know I'm not the best at that stuff, but we still got to figure out some type of artwork to put along this wall and finish out that wall over there in that corner. But we'll get around to that. That's cosmetic stuff. Once we get that done, we'll take out the outer sand walls, and we'll call it good. So yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know this was a long project, but hopefully this gives y'all some incentive to go big. It took us all of a week for sure to get this thing done from the time we conquered the monument. And there were a couple people that had hands in helping. Sun One Slayer, Champo HD, they were big helps. Simon7919 came out here and helped, as did Mongrel a little bit, and also Pompano Zombie. So yeah, thanks to those guys for coming out and helping. We'll see if we can't get some girls out here to give us some creative artwork on the walls. Because I think that's about all we lack. Alright, so until next time, we're going to wrap it up. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you then.